Is there any way that I can get away from not having to sign all that? Yes.
Okay.
You need to sign like book
Huh?
You need to sign like book.
No, not yet.
It'll
There
take
you
a
go.
second for
There
that
it
to show
is.
up on there, but it has started.
Okay.
Yeah.
Please join me in the flag salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right.
Make a motion to approve the minutes from the December 28th meeting.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. All right, next item is reorganization of the board. Thank you, sir.
Which is reorganization of this board?
Yes.
Or all the boards?
Well, just us, the commission.
So who's the chairman? That's it?
You're nominating me?
You want to do it?
Sure. With your help and Lynn's help. As a team, I'll do it, yes.
That's what it takes.
Pardon?
Say what, that's what it takes.
Yeah. I'd be proud to be the chairman as a team with you two, yes.
So, make a motion.
I'll make a motion to appoint Jim as chairman for the 2022 year.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, you get to sign all this stuff here. Told you it was gonna get out of it.
Let's wait till next week.
Oh, no.
All right.
No.
Thank you. Well, I guess, Eric Bailey, Road and Bridge Report. Thank you.
Here. Front and back, a lot of them.
Lander's too kind.
All right, we got a couple permits. First one's a completion of an entry tube, 727, 240th.
Okay.
Oscar Gonzalez. And then the second one is application from Dave's Towing and Recovery for movement of an oversized load. It's going from Wall Street, let me get you exact location. It's going from 21 Grant here in Fort Scott to Wall Street, east to Locust Road to 2376 Locust Road. I believe it's a garage is what they're doing.
That's probably the gentleman who called me here a
Right.
couple weeks ago.
Yeah,
Okay.
and they're waiting, they don't have an exact time frame on that one. They're waiting to get state approval. So they will be on our road, very minimal, coming off of Wall Street onto Locust, so.
Okay, I make a motion that we approve this application for an oversized load leaving Fort Scott, be a garage structure, going to 2495 Locust Road.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any discussion?
Let's keep my mouth shut here.
Go ahead. Okay. Any discussion?
No.
Aye.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, thank you.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Here you go.
You're gonna stay with the landfill talk?
I can.
I'd like for you to.
Okay.
Just get some input from you.
Okay, perfect. Whoops. Okay, next, just kind of give you a heads up, this is way early, but I did receive some information from KDOT on a couple bridges that they will be replacing. Won't be let until January of 2023, but it's going to be on, first one's Paint Creek Bridge, 1.58 miles north of Crawford County line, which will be on Highway 3 coming out of Hepler. And that one's scheduled for letting in January of 2023 at this time. And then the other one is Owl Creek Bridge, which is 2.14 miles east of the East K3 junction on 39. And it's scheduled for letting in January of 2023 as well, so.
You could close the roads.
I think they're, at this time, they're still having some discussions, but I bet they end up and close those highways when they do
Okay.
do that. So that's going to put a lot more traffic on our
Yeah,
gravel roads, which is gonna put them over on Birch Road, which,
that's the one you've been looking at.
that's the one that we're in the process of getting repaired and brought up to standard. So wanted to have it done by the end of the year, but we held off, and we'll start now till after the first of the year. So
At least you have it on the radar.
yes, yeah.
Good, that's
So,
good.
anyhow, just letting you know on that, so that way you have some warning. Again, we're a year away before they put it out to bid, so, but while it was fresh in my memory and on my desk, I thought I'd pass it along, so. Next, compost permit for the landfill. Got a few more gray hairs on this one, but anyhow, we've taken 2 steps forward, 1 back, but we're still moving forward. We submitted plans and what have you to KDHE, and they're having some concerns with the stormwater runoff, so we're back to those discussions. So we're still working on permits to be able to take in the soybeans for compost. So just kind of give you an update on that. Did repair a couple bridges, or in the process of repairing a couple bridges, the decking on the bridges. First one's on 85th, north of 54 Highway. Bridge deck was damaged. Grader, I believe, got a hold of it and peeled a corner up, but we've got it put back together. And the second one's over on 75th and Poplar, back to the south. And there's a hole that showed up in the bridge deck, so they're in the process working on that today. See what we got going on there, so.
Yeah, metal deck or concrete?
Metal. Or that's what it appears.
That'll help you anyway, that helps.
Yeah, a lot, so. Kind of let you know that. We're preparing for another snow event. We got lucky on the last one. Probably will brine intersections, bridges, and hills starting this afternoon and tomorrow. I know right now they're saying 1 inch or less, so we'll see what happens on that. Give you an update on our equipment we have on Purple Wave. Just a reminder, it sells January 11th. The Sterling tractor or truck or what have you is up to $6,200 right now, and the F8000 or the bridge truck is up to $1,600. So it's kind of where we're at there. Next one, I don't know how this will work, if it will work or not, but as we've talked several times on Arrowhead, Jayhawk, Yellowstone, those signs, we're losing them at a fast pace.
I bet you are.
So Yellowstone, I don't know whether it was on purpose or what happened, but we found some signs that said yellow space stone. And those signs seem to stay in place. So my question is, what's thoughts on arrow space head, J space hawk, whether that would slow it down or whether we could even do that, or I'm telling you, we're losing them at a very fast
Yeah,
pace.
well, and the Yellowstone space is not like the TV show.
Right,
So
absolutely.
you don't want it on your wall. so-
Same way with arrow space head,
Yeah.
J space hawk, but I don't know.
I don't know
You
about the
want me to look?
spacing either. I would recommend
You know-
KAC legal and ask some questions, but I don't know.
You
What do you
know,
guys?
I ran into a gentleman here a while back, and back of his pickup was loaded with signs. I mean loaded. Somebody had dumped them in the ditch, but there wasn't Bourbon County signs.
Yeah, so, I don't know, it's a thought.
I'm okay with it, but if it's
want me to
legally,
look?
we can legally
it's
do it.
legal,
I don't
Okay,
know.
I'll do some checking into it, I just want to make sure that,
I wonder about postal code, if that figures into the signs and the, just a thought.
That's a good
yeah,
thought.
and we will definitely check into that, but I wanted to make sure everyone here was on board before we put the time and effort into
Maybe
Well-
that, or put them in cursive.
Oh, that might make them want to, I don't know.
We stencil our own, like spray paint?
They take down. I don't think there is an answer to stop some of that, but
Right.
I like what you're thinking, but I
Yeah.
hope everything will help, anything will, so.
Yeah, anyhow, that was just a thought. So we'll look into it, and I'll do some more investigating.
Pepper spray on there or something, so it sprays when they touch it.
Okay,
I'd like one of them bank bags,
Make
you know how that paint
You
comes
guys come
off?
up with a deterrent? you know?
Touch that bow, something.
Well, yeah.
Grab it.
Eric, are our signs, do they have a county insignia or anything on them? I thought years ago, like on the back side, they had, and I'm just thinking out loud. 'cause
Right.
And I've seen some of them have like, for instance, BB Yellowstone BB at the ends for like Bourbon County. To make it easier for somebody if they saw something or we came across something in the search warrant that we would know that that's.
Where they're
That was
from.
something I was thinking of, if we could actually in the upper left-hand or upper right-hand corner of the sign, just spill out Bourbon County, have it stamped into that sign.
Or on the back of it,
When
but
it's
you
two-faced.
can't cut it.
They're
It's two-faced.
Oh, that's right.
So with them being, like I said, in the upper left-hand, any corners, it doesn't matter, as long as it's Bourbon County, in those corners spelled out, then we know that that belongs to us.
Okay. All right. It's an
Or
idea.
any other
Yeah.
county would know that it belongs to Bourbon County.
Back to us, okay. All right. It's a good idea. Windmills, they're finalizing on their restoration on our roads and what have you. I will be sitting down with Jeff Spangler and IEA here in the near future, reviewing video. They have a pre-video and they'll have a post-video. We'll review the two videos, come up with some punch list items if there is any, and proceed forward following the road use agreement. So all of this is in the steps of the road use agreement, so we're just getting down closer and closer to the final stages here. So just kind of giving you an update where we're at on that and let you know.
Let me just say, sitting where you have before, I appreciate what you've done. You've done a good job of wind farms, so.
Thank you.
You have. Kept
Thank
up.
you.
You kept up with it and done well, so thank you.
And it looks like they've done a real good job on reclamation too.
Yeah, they have. They really have. They've been very good to work with.
And that's great.
Yes.
Early on, we had that concern,
Right.
but thank you.
Yeah, and I will say I've had some calls on some potholes and things like that, and made a phone call, and within a day or two, they've been fixed, so, and some culvert issues and things like that, so they've been very good to work with. Both IEA and the Jayhawk Wind, so. Anyhow, anything else? That's all I've got here.
Thank you for patching out toward Hyattville.
Yep, yep. I do have a question on that. You told me about a culvert in that area. I couldn't find it.
Couldn't find it,
Do
okay?
you know, do you have,
This is what Hubert, I have not seen it.
Okay.
Hubert said it was south of his house on the gravel road.
Yep.
The curve goes back east.
go east?
150
There's
feet.
2 or 3 of them there,
I don't know, he
and it's
said,
washed out, is that correct?
yeah, he said the shoulder had washed out, was afraid that one of his grandsons was gonna drop a tire off.
Okay,
But I have
Okay.
not seen it, Eric, so
yeah, okay,
that's just what he reported.
okay.
So you have that bridge down on 115th and Range on radar?
We've got a lot of them on radar
I bet you
today.
do.
115th and Range, I can find out, see where we're at on that. What's the issue on that one?
Well, half of it's closed off.
Okay, yes, I know where you're at on that one. Yes, that is on our radar,
Of course, and then that one south of me.
right? I th-
Yeah.
I think our next, after we do these two here, I think we're headed to 60th and Grand. Pretty sure is where it's undermined and back up underneath, and we've got to get it supported underneath so we don't lose the decking.
Yeah, the one on 115th could possibly wash out
Yeah,
more.
yeah, so, if I remember right on that one, they have a little bit of a plan put in place, so started thinking
Had
on that.
eroded, eroded on the east side.
Right. Take a little flowable fill down in there and then maybe some concrete on the edges, if I remember correctly, is what they had talked about, so. I don't
Sounds
know
like a
what we'd
deal.
all sit down and visited on, so, yep. Anything else, Clifton, anything?
I don't have anything else. Thank you.
I don't either.
Okay,
Nope.
all right.
Mr. Bobby Reed, heating and air unit, possible power surge.
I'm gonna allow Ms. Bancroft to speak on my behalf.
Bobby and I got together this week to talk about all the issues down at the jail. And the heating and air issue is one that we think that we need to address first. They definitely have a problem down there. Everything was working well in the fall, and we had a big power surge, and we think it's that's what the problem is, and maybe we've got some control panels out. And so that would be an insurance claim that we could possibly go after. I've also have a call into Kevin Ross. He got back with me yesterday to set up a meeting to kind of talk about some of the other things that we've got going on. So that's being set up. But I would recommend that we go ahead and accept the bids that were put out by the Sheriff's Department so that we can get moving on this because it is very cold in some of those pods.
Okay.
So,
Need a motion?
We'd have to look at the bids. That we-
I haven't seen the
I
bids.
haven't seen them.
And
Do you have the
and
bids?
also, do we,
who has, oh, are they at the jail?
do we have any idea specifically that they can prove it was a search?
No, that's what, he's got to get in there and pull the panels apart to see.
Okay. That'd be probably his first
They
thing
think
to
it's,
identify
they
that.
believe that it was a surge, they're not 100%
Yeah.
sure that it was a surge, but just to add, we have one unit that went completely down, it's not working, and we have a second unit that is showing the same codes as the one that went down, so supposedly within the next few days, if not a week or so, we're gonna have a second unit that's gonna go down. So,
Was Mr. French the low bid?
I never opened it.
You didn't open them? Okay.
Can't do that.
So we would have to look at that, or you can call it as an emergency and just move forward.
You have them at the jail, Bill? Then come to run them up? You would have to. You mind doing that? Would you mind doing that?
No problem.
Okay.
Thank you.
So we'll come back to that conversation.
Okay.
The next one is, we've been having some concerns at the landfill as far as employee dumping. I think that program was supposed to be for current employees, and we've got a lot of retired employees, family members of retired employees, so maybe it's being stretched a little bit. Because our cash reserves are low, I would recommend that we suspend it for this year. Maybe get everything back in good working order, and then maybe reconsider it next year, if you'd all like to do that. I know it's a perk to the employees, but I think we've got some concerns out there.
Why can't we run it correctly?
Do we know what the revenue change would be? Like,
I don't have that information right
No.
with me, but I can get it pretty quick.
I'm curious what the difference that it actually makes.
Hmm.
And I don't have a problem. Retired employees don't need to dump out there for free. So
Yeah.
current, I'd like to think
So maybe
about
we
it,
can
or see
just-
some numbers. I'd like to see some numbers,
Okay?
but definitely not retired folks.
Yeah.
We need to know a policy on
So
who
if we
can, who can't.
Yeah.
Yep, and we can I think it's just been run pretty loose, so maybe we set policy and say, it's only current employees. Does everybody have a badge? Has everybody been,
My employees have badges or IDs.
IDs.
that would be something that we could,
I mean, it should be something like that.
I
Yep.
think we could do that through.
We have,
Through Will.
That'd be a good idea,
We had
emergencies.
we had this discussion a year or so ago.
Yeah.
And one of the things we was trying to eliminate was people coming in and dumping masses of amounts, employees. I don't know if we got that tackled or not.
I don't think we're seeing massive amounts. I think we're seeing, I don't know that we're seeing massive amounts being dumped, but I think we're seeing multiple retired past employees coming over to dump. And maybe that's a policy that's been in place. I don't know.
Not
I
really.
don't know that really been a policy, to be
Okay.
honest with you.
No.
So I just need some guidance on it, what
The
we
the
want.
policy, as I understood it, it was strictly nothing but active employees.
Well, that's the way I thought we operated, but I don't know that, you know.
But
like I
how would
said,
they know at the landfill if they're an active employee or not? So
Right.
we
You'd have
probably
to
need
get a
to
badge.
assign
Right,
badges.
Yeah,
So maybe we work with Will to assign badges to everyone, and in order to do it for free, you would have to show your badge.
Or if we could, because I know sometimes if people resign or quit, they may keep their badge.
Sure they do.
So if the department heads, mine and yours would be the biggest ones, if we kept a spreadsheet or called Diane or whoever's out there and say, hey, this employee quit, take them off. And then
Or-
they gotta show an ID, their driver's license.
I wouldn't want them to keep
Or
that
they want to
badge.
let,
That's a Bourbon County ID, wouldn't they want to turn that in?
They
Like,
should
with
have
IDs
They
and
should
everything?
They
have.
should,
to turn
they
it
should.
in,
yeah, that's what I'm
but
saying. If they want their last check, they should turn it in.
I think that'd be a good HR thing.
I don't think we can hold it.
Well, probably not, but,
We can do it.
but it would be
I mean, there's
something.
lots of ideas, I would just hate to get rid of it because it is a perk
Yep.
to the
Well,
current employees, you know.
Yeah, I agree with you, Bobby, that I think it's a good perk for the employees, but
Yeah.
past employees or retired employees,
And this is just one isolated incident I know of. I know a few months ago, an employee seen a mattress in the road, stopped and threw it back of his truck and took it out there. Now, if he had to pay for that, he wouldn't have done it,
Right.
so.
So we'll go with current employees, maybe work with Will on getting some badges.
I think that's great.
mattresses might be an exception.
What you was it,
It's a lot
Lynn?
easier to have them dump them and go pick them
You
up.
didn't dump that mattress, did you? Okay, we need a motion to do this?
Yes, it's policy.
Okay, anybody want to entertain a motion?
What do you want the motion? Motion to eliminate, or just only, employees only?
Employees only with identification
Okay,
badges.
I move that we,
Hold on just a second. I think we need to state in here that it needs to be for their household
right,
only.
right, their house owner only.
Right.
And that was the problem we was having before.
Right.
I don't know how you'd ever guarantee that it was.
Yeah, they're gonna have a hard
But
time monitoring
if
that.
you have it in policy, then we might be able to.
Right. Well, they start showing up every week with a truckload, you know something's going on.
Absolutely. And I have seen that happen.
Yeah.
So,
Okay, I'll make a motion that, our policy for employees dumping at the landfill is active employees only, and only their household.
And must have a ID.
And they must have an ID.
Second,
Second.
all in favor?
That works for me.
Any discussion?
Any
All in
discussion?
favor?
Yep.
Aye.
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 Motion- That motion carry?
Motion carries. Help me out here, Lynn.
I will.
Motion carries.
We don't want to talk to the AG again.
You notice I said with everybody's help, so.
Yes, sir.
Is Laura around?
Right, call her.
Did your daughter come home for the holidays? Good. I bet mom and dad like that.
Yep. Yep. Until the 16th, I believe.
What's that?
What did you hand the tax rate?
Well, that is,
Out of escapes
Yeah.
for taxes from different things.
yeah, you get to sign off on anything that they do when they change, overpay or underpay their taxes.
Who's reviewed these?
Yeah, just sign them,
Just sign them real quick.
yeah.
They start in the appraiser's office and then they come to my office and then they go to the treasurer's office. After you sign.
Yep,
Okay. I will sign them here just a little bit, so.
that's one of your joys.
Thank you, Lynn.
Had a good holiday? Good.
Are you ready for me?
Ready for you, Laura?
Wow. I was getting ready to come down here and Susan came and got me. I do this every year. I come in and let you know kind of year end last year with COVID, when we shut down, I came in and told Judd we had one of the greatest years that we've had. And, well, this year outdid last year. So, which is really good. I mean, we've been extremely busy. So each year, I wish we had the mortgage tax still.
So when does that end?
Huh?
When does that end?
The
Or has it
mortgage
ended?
tax went away in 2015.
2015?
Yeah.
So that's another one of those revenue streams that the state is taking away from us?
Yeah, the mortgage tax went away in 2015. So, but we've went up as far as, because the price of a deed went up, but we had a very, very good year last year. The ending total, if we would have had one mortgage return that we had to reject, we would have did 175,000 worth of business. Yeah, because the year before was 155. So the housing market really made a difference for us. We were very busy. We stayed to get it all finished up, and we needed just one mortgage to finish up. But not that I'm greedy, it's not my money, but it helps. So.
It's amazing year.
Yes. So.
Not a lot of staff either.
No, but I will have my part-time person, and we're still trying to get, that's just putting what comes in. That's not trying to do the other stuff. The intern right now is keying in the older books, so researchers that have the online don't have to come in, which helps, like Security First Title. When we closed down last year, I came in and did what they needed, or let them in to do what they needed, because they weren't able to get it all online. But she's keying in the old stuff now, and we're getting that done. But this is just mainly e-recording is really, really picking up. So they don't have to come in to record. That's e-recording is one of the good things.
I do have a question. For Ashley also, are you and Ashley on the same page for being a new clerk to do any and all the recordings on road closures, openings, to avoid some of the problems we've had in the past?
Yes,
Thank you.
I believe we are. And also Eric and Matt and I are going to get together, since I took over the road work, all the roads. We're going to get together with what they have and what I have and what Matt has, and we're going to go off the 1986 road map. Was the last time. Yep, that map. That right there. Yep. And we're going to go off of those, and we're going to go off the road record books, and we're going to get those to where they're up to date from that reappraisal from 86 to my road record books, since I went through all the road records and all the closings that was in the clerk's office, and got all the road closings up to date that was never put of record in my office or was never put on that road record. And we're going to get them all to say the same thing. And that way we're all on the same page. And then Ashley and I were working together on how to do the road closings, what needs to be done, what she does with them once they're done, what I do with them, and then get them back to her. And that way everybody's on the same page. When surveyors or anybody comes in, my road records reflect what, and I did order new maps, so the road records will reflect what's on those maps. That way, we're not second guessing ourselves. Eric's not having to second guess. You guys wouldn't have to second guess. You know, what's up there will be what's on the road records. And the road records are the official road records of the county.
So how many years did this take us?
It's been a while, but 2022 is the year we're gonna get that set down and get that
There's a lot of work
completed.
involved.
Yeah, it took
A lot of work.
all of 2021 to get through all those boxes. And so,
Well, thank you
you're welcome.
very much. And we've been waiting on that map for a long, long time.
Because we had,
Thank you for working extra with Eric and Ashley, everyone else, Matt, so we really need it, so.
Yeah, yeah, that's something that needed to be brought up and done.
because kind of
So,
goes along with just our plans before, Jim, of how do you designate primary, secondary, and
Yeah, that'd be helpful.
very, very helpful, especially to Matt,
Yeah.
or to Eric.
Oh, yeah, because they all don't need to be primary roads.
No,
I mean, we do have roads up there's one car a month, so,
talk about my house now.
yeah, matter of fact.
on that, because we did find some that just a couple of weeks ago that Eric, the homeowner, was saying that it was a road, and I had where on the road record that going through those boxes that it wasn't. It was a dead end, and it had been closed back in the early 1900s. Maybe somebody might have graded it for him, something.
That goes on all the time.
Maybe.
It used to go on all the time.
But it was, we had a road closure that was never put in my books, but it was a road closure.
That's,
So,
even
that-
when I was a kid, the maintainer did that.
Yeah, it's not as simple. It was simple back then, not
It
so much
was.
anymore, so, yeah. Any other questions for me?
Again, thank you.
Thanks,
Okay,
Laura.
you're welcome.
Happy New Year.
Yes, you too.
Mr. Lynn O'Hara, landowner rights resolution discussion.
I make a
Oh,
motion to amend the agenda to allow Bill
Okay,
the
Sure.
bids for the HVAC.
good.
Second it.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye. Motion carries.
Motion carried.
There you go. Five years long enough.
We used to have a commissioner who wants out of the town.
What's that?
We used to have a commissioner, if you want something related, we could.
Oh, yeah. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. Every driveway got bladed.
Maybe I'll charge a fee for that.
Well, we started, and it becomes official.
Yeah, and everybody would want to know, we'd have to hire another boy. Just to get it
You could
done.
have one just for driveways, and that's just all they do.
Well, I like your thought, but.
Yeah, I could use a gravel and grading up to my old barn.
Yeah. Should we have done a motion for me to sign that?
No.
Okay,
That's your responsibility.
I'm doing it then.
Just enjoy it. Check the back. Sometimes they'll put them on the back too. They're all in the front.
one side of this.
Okay. Woke up at 2:30 this morning. Couldn't go back to sleep.
It's about what time I went.
What's that?
It's about what time I went.
2:30? Well, I noticed the gym had come out awful late last night.
I was just leaving a gym text that said it hadn't went out, and we were talking about it, we got the last minute stuff added on there, and I thought we were gonna send it out.
Well, I thought maybe we just might cancel it. No, I know Jason called me and asked me, and I said, no, wait, one.
That was a little last minute.
I wasn't sure.
I just got in my
I was
car
like, I
and
couldn't
put it in
remember.
reverse, and Jim texted me, so I came back in and.
One of us posted that there, it's all makes a difference. How about to take a short break?
Sure.
I am actually paying.
This, they didn't communicate with anybody.
They just stayed?
Just stayed and kept paying. And if those checks have not been coming through me, so I didn't even know they were getting.
So it is in the contract, is it in there that they can stay? But essentially, but those were.
That's Charlie Blue.
Charlie.
He is a mess. He's a fun mess.
If you gotta watch him, you're like,
Oh, he's good. It's all good. Ask him about his cell phone now. Next time you see him.
You ready?
Yes.
Sheriff Martin.
we'll start from the beginning and make sure how this begins, or how this all started. I sent out letters to several contractors in southeast Kansas in regards to the issues and stuff. This here's the letter that was sent out. I'll give you a minute or two to read it and review it. I'll pass it on down. I got it. And I have a copy for you actually when I get done using it. As you noticed in the letter, there was kind of a package deal because we have the conduits too that had split, getting water into the wiring, which is leaking down into the offices and causing electrical shorts with equipment. So when you open up these packets, these bids, you'll have some that addresses the HVAC system and also the conduit or the electrical system too. So that's something to take into consideration. You're all aware of the conduits and stuff like that because of the photographs and stuff I showed this to you this summer. So there wasn't that many that turned in their packet or their bids. Every letter that went out had a certified, and the certified letter is at the bottom of each page for that individual, so we know. So this here is Tony French's, 1120. I guess we'll go this way, clockwise.
Oops, sorry.
While you're kind of reviewing that, and before we move forward and stuff, and since we started this conversation back in November, and these bids were due by November whatever, according to the date we were here, November the 30th, there have been several people who have called and confronted me in regards to the warranty, in regards to the HVAC system, since it's a new building and stuff. And there was discussion that day, and I tried to explain with everything that every hand in the cookie jar was in that HVAC system. The warranties and stuff, I believe, were obsolete. They were no longer any good because we manipulated the systems, is what we did from the original system itself. So everybody was supposed to review warranties and stuff like that. And as a follow-up, so the readers and the people that are watching this right now, or at a later date, will be watching this, what did we ever find out in regards to the warranties? Because that was one of the many questions that were asked. What were the warranties on these systems?
We didn't check into the warranties, but after talking with Mr. French, he said standard commercial warranties are only a year. I didn't go any further than that. I'd be more than happy to discuss that with Mr. Ross, but I think you're at a point where it's an emergency and you have to assess the damage because he doesn't even know really what's wrong with the systems until he gets in there and tears them apart, or whoever gets in there and tears them apart.
I'm also requesting, since there was mention that a meeting be set up with Susan and Mr. Ross, that either myself or a representative from the sheriff's office also attend that meeting to make sure that we're all on the same page, that there's no miscommunication in regards to what's going on, since we are there in that building on a daily basis. Matter of fact, I took a picture this morning when I walked into my office of the temperature, and it's 59 degrees.
And
My office.
No.
And I've already invited Ben and Bobby. We've been talking about this. They've given me a list of items that are outstanding, so they've been invited to that meeting.
So this one, I'll read this right quick. Due to the original board and these units were removed and custom ones put in, it will be necessary to put the original back in. Wiring harnesses and all units have had pin connectors cut off. They will also have to be replaced. The correct thermostat for these units will also be installed with the correct wiring. Temp sensor in all secure rooms with thermostats installed in accessible locations. No delivery date on boards and wiring harnesses. That's interesting. So there might be a supply chain issue. 10 boards, 10 harnesses, 10 stats, 7 sensors, wire and labor. That's $27,818.36, and that's Tony French with French Plumbing.
Is there another one in? Maybe?
Okay, yeah, this one is run conduit drain from units to gathering on north end of building. All materials and labor, that's $2,206.96.
So the conduits, that's just the drainage from the units. That's not the electrical conduits then?
It says conduit drain.
Okay, so that's for part of the HVAC system, then the drain to the...
I mean,
It's the PVC part.
but that, yeah, I understand what it is, but that should have been installed at the beginning, so that would be, in my opinion, on, I mean, I have lots of questions about this, but anyway, we'll look at the other one.
The other one provided by CDL. There's also, the contractors also had the opportunity to review the inspection that was done by GGA to find out any additional issues and stuff that was done and submitted on September 3rd of last year. There you go. Wondering where that went.
Okay, this is replacement of improperly installed rooftop conduit for convenience outlets and exhaust fans, PowerPoint presentation included, and USB, okay. Electric scope for rooftop conduit and wire removal and replacement supplying convenience outlets and exhaust fans. Electrical scope, remove existing conduit wire fittings for rooftop convenience outlets at rooftop units, remove existing conduit, replace existing conduit wire fittings for rooftop, replace existing conduit wire and fittings, replace existing GFCI receptacles with weather resistant, and add additional Durablock conduit supports as needed if performance bond is required at 2%. This excludes anything not listed above: cutting, patching of roof, conduit circuits for RTUs, any electrical work below roof, fire alarm, security, VDV, temperature controls, prevailing weights. Sales tax base bid price is $21,523. The fact of the matter is these two bids are completely separate. I mean, they're not for the same thing. So, my opinion, this is to fix the conduit with the electrical wire in it, and this is to fix the HVAC. So these are two separate items, in my opinion. Anybody else want to read that and check that?
I haven't seen it.
Make sure. I mean, that's what I'm getting there. What's that?
How was it spec? That would be the question. What was the question?
Well, both. Well, yeah, kind of both with what he sent out. So I mean,
So basically, this is for the electrical side, nothing to do with the HVAC side.
it looks to me, reads to me that way.
Yeah.
So that, I mean, the HVAC needs fixed. That, in my opinion, is whoever built the building screwed up on this one. I don't think we should pay for that. I guess, do we keep that? Or?
Yeah, that's yours. It has to be filed in with the clerk's office.
So that, in my opinion, is a warranty issue, or we should go after the people who built the building. The HVAC needs repaired, and it looks like French was the only people that did it. My problem with this is why all of this extra stuff? I mean, he's finding stuff in our unit that wasn't.
It shouldn't have been in there in the first place.
Well, it wasn't originally supposed to be in there. So who did?
That was the discussion that we've had for many months, that you've had 2 or 3, 4 different vendors or contractors or companies with their product trying to
fix it,
and you just don't have one. You have Johnson Control, you have Gold, you have CNC, you have this, and each one of them has a component thinking that they're all going to communicate with one another, and it's not that case.
Yeah.
So that's where we're at right now.
Well, and I have communication from previous boards where it was accepted as it was after it was fixed the last time. So you're you're starting over. Had I not found that communication, I think we could have maybe had some more conversations with them. But
I wouldn't.
And it's something it needs to get done.
yeah,
You agree with that, Bill? You say?
What's that?
You agree with that? Did you say? I nothing. It's fine.
But, you know, if you go forward with the HVAC system, that's fine. But still, dude, we still got to get the electrical conduits fixed. And I don't think that we're going to have to be, yes, we should, don't want to use the word go after them. They need to be informed of it. But in the meantime, how long is that process going to take? And how many things are going to be damaged because of?
Right.
Hey, Justin.
So, that's something that needs to be taken care of at least. They need to be taken care of.
Very easily, Bill, could be one of the things we need to fix, then let the legal side take over after the fact.
And
once
being
repaired.
reimbursed for what's
Yeah.
being done.
This conduit fixing bid is $21,000 or $2,000. I don't know where it's at now. I think whoever needs to be informed that we will be coming, speaking for myself, but I'm going to make a motion to have Mr. Meeks, if he thinks it's okay, to go after them for that and to let them know that we are going to spend the money to fix it, but somebody else is going to pay for it.
So my request
be
would
suing
be,
them.
can we get one of you to be, to have those conversations with me and Kevin and Justin, and then a party from the public safety
Yeah,
side?
sooner rather than later. I'll be
Yeah.
happy to do it.
Yeah, we signed the Clipper.
We assigned it to.
Yeah, I'm happy to do that.
Sure.
I
Okay.
mean, but sooner rather than later, and if they
Yeah.
won't do that this week, then we will proceed with lawsuit.
Okay.
I mean, you
No,
know,
I wouldn't use the word proceed, I'll say review. I'll leave that as, because pursue is pretty strong words. But review and see what determination's there.
Yeah. But we can still go ahead and start the repairs since it's under
Well, the
more
word-
damage.
The word emergency is really important here
Yeah.
by
They're
statute.
talking
They're-
to.
This one's
they've
isn't-
already
this
well, I
said
think it is an
that
emergency at this
but
point. I mean, the
there was
HVAC
two
system
dis-
is not working, but apparently somebody signed off on this. This, apparently that
And
Tony
it was
French
working,
found
it was
a
working during
mess.
that hard winter last winter, correct?
It worked during the winter. Then we started having problems with it
Yeah.
summer.
We were having problems during the summer, because there was times that we had, was it the first summer or the second summer, we had to purchase air conditioning units?
That was way back before they installed the thermostats in the pods. Once they did that, it worked, and was working fine. I mean, we would have to adjust it, but that's how it was supposed to. And then probably latter part of the summers, when we started having issues, I assumed that it was parts breaking, whatever, the communications not talking, whatever it was. But then after we had a meeting with Tony, and I had Tony come down here, he thought it had something to do with the power surge that went through town.
Was that in July?
July, August.
When they had that big windstorm?
Because in the summer, we had, it was 80 degrees. And I think I
Yeah.
took a picture of that on my phone, because that's also when we had the big barn fans blowing into the report writing
Yeah,
room.
it was sometime
His
July,
temperature was
August.
reaching 80 degrees within that building.
Last July, 1st August.
Yeah,
So
so
that's
that's
pretty
kind of
warm.
when Susan and Tony thought that there was a power surge or something. And that's when it really got hit, because when it was -14 last year for 2 weeks, we was fine and warm. But it started in the summer, so Tony, and that was the first that I had heard about a potential power surge, was when we had the meeting with Susan on last Thursday. He's the only one, I haven't been up on the roof. I don't like heights. He goes up there, he looks at them. He's been our go-to guy, so I have to.
Well, I'll make a motion to accept French Plumbing or HVAC bid to fix the HVAC unit.
And then Clifton and I can take this offline and talk about other
So you want
concerns.
to call that an emergency repair?
I'm sorry, I'd add to my motion that that is an emergency repair.
I hear a second.
Second.
Any discussion?
I just so the public knows, there is only one unit working at this time. Is that a correct statement?
No.
No, they're both working
We
there?
have 10 units
Oh,
on that
10,
building.
sorry.
One of them has gone completely down, what I learned this morning from the sheriff.
Okay.
One of them is on the brinks, but the other ones haven't shut down. It's still blowing.
Cool air.
Okay, but not to capacity, not what it's supposed to do. So there are one unit not working
Correct.
of the 10, and one
The
that
sec-
has lights blinking, that's potentially going to
It's showing
stop.
codes that was
Showing
similar to the
codes.
one that went down, and that there's possibly within a few days, if not a week or
To
two,
stop,
will
and,
shut down.
and the jail is, temperature-wise, is not correct, not at a operating
Comfortable.
comfortable operating level. And so, yeah,
So-
so an emergency,
Is this the 27,818 bid, or is it both of them?
well, I think the other is for
Conduit.
to drain off of the HVAC units, which should have been
Okay,
done
it's
at the
HVAC
beginning,
unit.
but apparently we
This
signed
one.
off
And that's one
on
of the
it.
things that
Okay.
the people from the roof, that's one thing that they were very upset about, who installed the roof, because a lot of that, the drainage from the HVAC system is dropping onto those rivets and seams, which is causing issues, and also creating moss, which I showed you in the pictures and stuff.
Which is another thing we will discuss
Yeah,
off.
yeah.
All right, here, Lefty, you want this one back?
Okay, we've had
So
a
this is for
motion.
the HVAC unit for
This is it,
$27,818
$27,818.36.
36 cents.
Okay, we've had a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Motion carried.
So we have the HVAC system taken care of. How are you going to want to address the electrical conduits on the roof?
We will do that. We will discuss that in private with Susan, you, Justin, and whoever Ross is.
Yeah, yep, I'll get the meeting set up.
Okay.
Sooner rather than later.
Do we need a motion for you to instruct Justin?
No,
No, it's been
No.
done a long time ago.
Okay.
Clifton's in charge of this rascal.
Okay.
It was done a long time.
Are we ready for Lynn O'Hara now?
Yep.
Yeah.
So I just kind of hammered out a modified 3030 and had distributed to you all so you can give your input, see what you want to do with it. It had, I don't know.
I think it's
Justin,
fine. I
you're-
think there's some wording in here that somebody said earlier. I use strong language. Well, there's some pretty strong language in here that we would basically, in my opinion, be saying that Sheriff Martin is not able to do his job on private property.
Well,
And
one of
so,
the things though on that, if you look at that, I put the words arbitrary and illegal, so it should have taken care of that. Hopefully.
yeah.
Just-
Can I see that?
Justin?
Justin?
Yeah, I marked on it a little bit.
Yeah, that's fine.
No, the way it was worded before, you would have never done another tax sale.
No.
Right. Yeah, there were some things on there that we couldn't have.
Sorry to interrupt you guys. Where do I pay personal property tax?
Next door over, well, next two doors over.
Yeah, try it in the bathroom if you want.
I say this is stuff, nothing but a rough draft. Guys modify it any way you want.
You want it?
No, no.
Have you had the opportunity to review this?
I have.
Any questions or concerns?
It's pretty straightforward. Yeah.
My concern is we can't keep Sheriff Martin, the U.S. Marshals, the FBI, KBI off of somebody's land, and by saying this seems like that's what I'm saying, that they have to stay off. Private property owners to reject any and all interference from local, state, and federal government entities or their affiliates.
Well, this is broad language. I mean, obviously, if I was a local law enforcement or federal agency, I would, you can't stop the FBI or the sheriff coming on your property if he's got a warrant. I mean, there's no way.
I know that.
Right.
I know that. But
We
this
can
is like
change-
me supporting that.
Yeah.
I'm not in support of stopping Sheriff Martin from coming on my land. If he wants to come on my land,
Right.
and he has reason to do so, I hope he does.
Yeah, and I'm defining a single word, arbitrary interference from local. So, I don't think the sheriff's ever gone out on someone's property arbitrarily. He's not trying to cause an arbitrary contact with an individual. So, if I'm local law enforcement, FBI, they have a job function to do. When they go onto that land, it's not arbitrary or capricious. So the word arbitrary in there, I think, has meaning. If you
Okay.
wanted to completely take out arbitrary and put in unlawful acts or something maybe even a little bit stronger, but
Arbitrary is a key word there,
Okay.
in my opinion. I mean, it's a very important word.
And probably add, Justin can correct me on this, this is a resolution. When we follow statutes, and resolutions do not supersede statutes.
No.
No, I know.
So I wanna make sure that that's.
Yeah, no, this-
I understand that,
this
but I'm
has-
still not willing to put my name on something, whether it has any teeth or not, which I understand this has 0 teeth.
Say,
Well, and I understand, but I just wanna make sure
But-
that the general public understands
yeah.
the difference between a resolution and statutory
Yeah.
Right.
requirement.
Yeah, the
I'm
sheriff's
just-
right,
I'm
right
just
on
being
point.
here
picky
you go.
for my own.
Arbitrary, of the power or a ruling body, unrestrained and autocratic in the use of authority. Arbitrary rule by king, bishops, has been made impossible.
Okay.
That word arbitrary is really important.
Okay,
Very
so
important.
can we add it to the second paragraph?
Yeah, I would say in all and all arbitrary interference.
Because it's not there, and
Yep.
in the, that's the only one it's not in, and then there is a misspelled word in the last paragraph. So,
Grammar student.
can do it right, we do it right.
Works for me.
Can you make those repairs and come back next
Yeah,
week?
yes, we can do that. I didn't, yeah, but I'll make sure we get it done.
I've asked Justin to make these repairs and bring it back next week on the agenda. All right, everyone? Okay.
I mean, yeah, it's all right with me.
Good
They
for
can
me.
sign, they can do it.
Okay.
Yeah, perfect.
Thank you.
Welcome.
That's Ashley Shelton, 2022 resolutions. County clerk.
Whole bunch of them.
The first resolution we have is for the holidays, and I actually have 2 of them. I don't know which one you want to approve. One of them has Juneteenth, which is June 19th. That was a federal holiday that was added. We didn't have it last year. I know Allen County has added it. I don't know about other counties. Personally, it doesn't matter either way to me, but that's up to you. So I have one with it and one without it.
I think personally, just on personal note, me, we added Good Friday
Yeah,
as a holiday.
I agree. I think the past commissioner has really went out of the way to give employees great holidays. We have a lot of holidays.
We do.
At this time, I'm not in favor of adding another one.
Okay, so that is
We need
the resolution without the Juneteenth holiday on it.
need to make a motion on this, right? Make a motion to adopt Resolution 01-22 with regards to holidays and closed days for Bourbon County employees, including landfill employees, for 2022. There's a second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried.
The next resolution I have is a resolution concerning the waiver of generally accepted accounting principles.
Oop, I need to sign that.
Oh, you didn't find it. I didn't see a scratch on the bottom.
He wants that holiday, so.
Thanks, sir.
Okay, I make a motion to adopt Resolution 02-22 for Bourbon County, Kansas, a resolution concerning the waiver of general accepted accounting principles for the year 2022.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried.
The next resolution I have is for reimbursement of travel expenses. I did change this a little bit because we do follow the IRS standards for the mileage rate. They actually change mid-year. We do our resolution in January, so instead of putting a specific mileage in there, I changed it to state that we would follow the rate set by the IRS, and so that way this one won't have to be redone year after year.
There you go, closer.
Make a motion to adopt Resolution 03-22 for Bourbon County, Kansas, reimbursement for travel expenses for Bourbon County employees, and we shall follow the standard mileage rate set by the IRS.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
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 Currently 56 cents. The next one I have is a resolution to designate depositories and official publication carrier. We have City State Bank, UMB, Union State Bank, Liberty Savings and Loan, Landmark National Bank, and Citizens Bank. Landmark National Bank is the active account carrier, and then Fort Scott Tribune is the official county newspaper. I wouldn't argue with that.
Make a motion to adopt Resolution 04-22 for Bourbon County, Kansas, a resolution to designate depositories and official public carrier in compliance with KSA 9-1401 with the following bank: City State Bank, UMB Bank, Union State Bank, Liberty Savings and Loan, Landmark National Bank, and Citizens Bank. And as the newspaper carrier will be Fort Scott Tribune. That's a motion. I hear a second.
Second.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried.
The next one I have is the appointing the public health officer. I left that blank. Last year it was Dr.
Lamar.
Guganani.
Okay. Is he okay with it again? Should we ask him?
We probably should ask him.
We
That's what I
we
didn't-
better ask him, but we appoint him.
Well, I didn't know
Yeah.
if you wanted to, you can reach out to them, but
Let me
I
try
don't
him.
know if you
Yeah,
wanted to
call
do
him.
the same person again, or,
Health official. Last year was Dr. Gutanani. And, but did he want, he might not want to do it.
I don't know, one,
He may not want to.
he might
Yeah, he
not
might
want
say
to, I haven't
no.
talked to him.
We'll find out.
Might wanna reach out to him.
Fix that date, so if you approve it, or if you just mark it out, right, 2022.
Hey, sorry to bother you. We were making our resolutions today, and you last year were our public health officer. Do you have any interest in doing that again? Yeah, surprise, surprise. Well, that's a great question. That's why I'm calling you right now. Because I don't know that. I mean, I don't know. It's first I've heard of it. So, what's that? Okay. That'll work. Thank you. Yeah, he said no.
Said no.
so, do you want to discuss who you want to reach out to see if they would want to fill that?
I don't know, what do you think?
Well, I mean, there's.
Think Burke would want to?
I mean, you're gonna have, there's literally, 3 doctors in town, Dr. Self, Dr. Burke, and Dr. Kellenberger, and Dr. Gugnani, so 4. Dr. Galt is here some. I could call her, not a problem. She would be good at it. Dr. Burke would probably be good at it if she would do it. And I don't have a problem calling and finding out.
Okay,
Okay, bring us back next week.
Yeah.
Okay.
you're gonna handle that, are you?
Yeah, if that's okay.
Yes.
The last thing I have is an organization resolution and agreement for the credit card program. It's not a resolution that we have one of our county resolution numbers, but I have had a very difficult time trying to do anything with a credit card because there was only one person on the account. And so there was no one to add or take off of the account. So we can't do any changes. They will not talk to us. I've talked to multiple people, and I did finally get this resolution that they said we could fill out and send to them. I would like to add myself to replace Kendall, and then I would also like to add Courtney Goucher, who's the Personnel Director, Accounts Payable. She would need access to that if there's any problems with payments or, cards being frozen and I wasn't here. Patty Love, since she is our County Treasurer, and Susan Bancroft, Finance Director. So if you guys are okay with that, I just need the chairman to sign, and then I will have to get signatures of everyone that we're going to add on there. And they said once we submit this, it should be within 24 hours, we should have access to that account.
Make a motion for Bourbon County Organization Resolution Agreement for Credit Card Program to add additional personnel that will allow them to have communication with the credit card company that we do business with. I'd like to add Courtney Gatcher, Patty Love, Susan Bancroft, and of course the county clerk, Ashley Schull. I hear a second.
Do we need a motion for that?
Not really.
I know that.
Just need a signature by the chairman.
Yeah.
Signature right there. Okay.
Thank you.
Very good.
I'm done with resolutions for now. The other thing we have is kind of, it's a personnel issue, basically policy issue, I guess. When someone goes from hourly, or from hourly to salary, their vacation's paid out, their sick time goes away, or depending if they have it or not. But we've not really had an issue where someone's went from salaried to hourly, and we have that situation. So they will get their vacation up front, just like everyone else, because they've been here 6 years. So they're going to get 120 hours of vacation, but they've been with us for 6 years. They don't have any sick time because they were salaried. They weren't accruing that. Obviously, you don't want to give them all of that because they've probably taken a sick day here or there. My understanding is this is not a person that has taken a lot of sick time, but if you're going to make a policy, you have to take into account someone might. I don't know what your recommendation is. Do you give them half of what they would have accrued from their time here? Do you give them, that would be, so for 6 years, if you gave them half, that would be 284 hours.
Does our handbook address it at all?
No, aren't we
No.
looking at our PTO policies?
We are.
We are, but I think it's gonna be a, 4 or 5 month process by the time you get through all of it, so this is an immediate concern. We could come back next week, give you some time to think about it,
What was the yearly? I'm sorry, what was the yearly?
Well, you accrue a day a month, so it would be 12 days in a year. And this person has been here 6 years. So if you gave them half of that, it would be 284 hours.
Half, that's 284 hours?
If you give them half of what they would have accrued. There's no policy, so I just use that as an example. I don't know what.
7.1 weeks.
They're going from
7.1 weeks.
They're going from a salary position to hourly, so they don't have any sick time as salary. So
Well, I can tell you that name and name was very rarely was they ill. So I'd hate to punish them, and only give them half if they wasn't hardly sick during those 6 years.
I say give him the full time, like he said, he's been here very seldom is he sick, so why? So I'll give him the full time if he was here.
But that's a
You give it-
bonus.
you give it to you,
That's
so
that's giving somebody a bonus for changing jobs. I don't know the situation.
now,
Here's another example. We had an employee that left, was gone for about 6 months, came back and still got the vacation time as if he was here.
Exactly.
That doesn't make any sense. So why not do that with the vacation too?
Yeah.
If they were here with that amount of time, give them that time. There is no lapse in time of employment.
I will say with sick time, you don't get anything paid out until you've been here 10 years. So regardless of what amount you give this person, if they would leave before they've been here for 10 years, they're not going to get paid out any of that. If they do stay 10 years, they would get paid a quarter of what they have and what they've accrued.
Been here for 6, that's 4 years from now, we don't know what's gonna happen, so here and now, said he's been here for 6 years, I'd go off the 6-year plan. Like I said, it's no different than vacation. We had.
Well, vacation you get paid out for, so sick time if you're not here 10 years. Well, I know, but it's.
Yeah, but the example I was giving, an
Yeah.
employee that left,
Pardon?
less than a year, he's back and he still gets the.
I make a motion to go into executive session under KSA 75-4319B1 to discuss personnel matters of individual non-elected personnel to protect their privacy, to dealing with some job function changes. Be the 3 commissioners, Susan Bancroft, Justin Meeks, and Ashley. And it'll be for 15 minutes. 10:29.
Here a second?
Second.
Specific people.
We
We will.
And if you're talking about a specific person that's within another office, I think it'd be out of due respect and common courtesy that that elected official or that department head is involved.
Well, I don't know what office we're
I don't
talking
either.
about.
We'll do it.
Any
It
discussion?
affects my
You-
office.
Bobby Reed, if you
All
want
in
to add him.
favor?
Okay,
He'd be the department head.
we can, I'm gonna add,
Any, many, miny, mo.
which one of you?
Go ahead.
Bobby Reed to join us.
Okay. All in favor?
1029.
Aye.
Aye.
I was gonna walk that way, but it's this way.
And I'll be there in a second.
quoted like a 15 million times while you guys are in there. But yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
you need somebody.
Make a motion to resume normal session at 10:29.
I second that motion. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried.
No action. For now.
So,
I guess, I mean, I don't know what we're doing.
well, moving on to the next matter.
We're gonna,
No action.
Yeah,
I
we-
guess.
Okay.
We're gonna address this next week. You gonna add it to the agenda next week, or,
Yeah, if he wants to.
well, we have to.
Think about it, Chairman.
Yeah.
I guess that'd be their decision.
Let's put it back on the agenda next week. Thanks.
Okay.
We're putting it back on the agenda for next week.
So I need to be here for that too?
Yes, if you could, please.
I'll be here.
Okay,
Just a minute.
Justin Meeks, you're up.
Time you want?
We got a good PA system here. I'm hesitant because I don't want to go on for too long. I've got a couple things I need to talk about, personnel issues. 10 minutes.
Make a motion to go into executive session under
I want
KSA
20
75-4319B1 to discuss personal matters of individual non-elected personnel to protect their privacy, job function.
Let's do 20 minutes.
It'll be
Job performance, job function, job duties, pay.
Okay, of those listed that Justin just said, it would be myself, the other two commissioners, County Councilor Meeks.
That's it.
That's it for 20 minutes, and we will return here at 10:51.
Here a second.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Make a motion to resume normal session at 10:51, no action.
I hear a second.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Commissioners, I'd ask that you approve the Bourbon County Council Employment Agreement. Basically, the same at the same rate. I am taking a reduction in pay based off our new employment people that are here. We have a new economic development director and a new business director. I only plan on 15 hours a week at $75 an hour. So it's $58,500. I'd like to be paid monthly. And then obviously the tax sale issues that we've had in the past with regards to getting some support there, would like to approve my invoice on that too, which has been approved the last 2 years.
Make a motion to approve the contract with County Councilor Meeks. I believe it's for 1 year.
And you basically
And-
can terminate me for cause anytime.
And also the tax sale invoice.
There is a special nature of $100 an hour if need be, but I will get the approval from the commissioners. I can't just magically bill that. So it's taking about a $19,700 reduction for this fiscal year.
So,
Second.
yeah.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried.
Susan,
Change that, bring it.
Yeah, I'm
you
sorry.
Bancroft,
Well, you can sketch it out. Just put
you done? I think she must be done.
I've
Are you
one,
done?
yeah, I have one more motion. I think Susan's already on this and she can, I would like to be a part of the committee with regards to some policy changes that we can have in the future concerning some employees that are administrative level. Obviously, we need to get hopefully some contracts written up for certain employees. I'll start working on those, submit those to Susan, and Susan can review those. I mean, I want to make sure I got direction from the commissioners to at least prepare those contracts for review.
I don't know that we need a motion. I mean, that's
Good
part of
with
your job, in my
Okay.
opinion.
Well, I just want to make sure that I'm not writing frivolous contracts for no reason.
Sounds great.
Okay.
I had been asked by Mr. Harris if I could please put together what we've spent to date on ARPA funding. And so that's what you have before you. As of today, your balance in the fund is $564,000. However, we've obligated more than that. So the balance would be around $293,000 that we've got unobligated. And below that, we've had 2 additional requests, one from Rural Water District number 4 and one from Mental Health. So I just kind of wanted to give you an idea of where we were as of today and what obligations we've already made. So.
And do we know when we will receive the 1.4 again?
I don't know. I need to find that out. So last year it came around July.
Yeah.
So any questions?
And that amount carry over this year?
Yes.
July?
Yep. Yep. It just stays in the fund until and you have until 2025, I think, to spend the funds. So we've got some time. No rush. And I'm working on, Justin and I are going to work on an agreement with Rural Water District number 2 before we released any funds. So there's been a lot of talk within the state of how you should put together policies and procedures, and so that's what I'm working on. So, any questions?
I had a question, but I don't remember what it was.
Okay. Okay. Oh, I know what it was.
What was it? Oh, yeah,
I
that's
think
what.
that's already been solved.
Okay. Looking at these numbers, I would suggest that we hold on to our dollars till we get past the health study.
I agree.
I agree, I don't think we've approved him, so
We don't know where we're at
I
on
don't know where
that.
we're at.
We hope we're going the right direction, but we'll soon know.
Yeah.
I agree.
You know, I guess Susan's all done. Public comment.
Happy New Year.
Thank you.
We don't have an elected official comment on here.
There wasn't one on there. elected officials.
Okay.
Actually, I'm going to make a motion to amend the agenda to add elected officials after public comment and before commissioner comment.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Afternoon, or good morning, I guess it's still morning. I just want to bring to your attention, it's of course 2022, a new year. Comes New Year's, comes new grants that will start opening up. And so I will be applying, reviewing, and applying for any and all type of grants that are out there that will assist the sheriff's office in regards to the operation of the sheriff's office. So if you happen to get an email or something like that and request that you set up an account, I ask that you review that. If you have any questions whatsoever in regards to a grant, please reach out to me. I'll be more happy to answer any and all questions that you have. And if I don't have those answers, I know who to turn to in regards to those answers to those questions. So just wanted to throw that out there. On the side of the grant, unofficially, I've been given notice that I have been awarded another grant for equipment. I will not explain what that equipment is at this present time because they are requesting additional information. So I have to do some more research and digging and provide those answers that they are requesting. The other thing I have to say is the wage and salary resolution to pay for all employees. When will that be posted, made public, so on and so forth?
I don't think we have one, do we?
Nope.
Have wage bands.
You have them?
No.
Ashley and I talked about this yesterday. We really feel like we need to put together something that has wage bands. And so I'm going to look at the report that Bill had given us from, I can't remember what the company's name is, as a starting point. And then hopefully maybe at the next meeting we'll have something that we can bring to you that gives a recommendation, but that would not have to be adopted at that time. Just kind of work through it.
No, but is that something we're going back to the old system?
No, you still need bands. So, but within that band, it gives them the authority to hire at whatever level they want to, not at just everybody coming in is hired at this rate. This gives them an area that they can hire within. They still have to stay within their budget.
And I have some concerns about those bands, and I would love to sit down. And I think you had mentioned a work session or something in regards to that. I think bands have given people within the group pay raises will cause internal conflicts in regards to employees instead of giving pay raises every year. I have several ideas that a lot of agencies are going to. It helps improve that agency's employees, make them go out and be better, well-rounded as an officer when they go get specialized training. I think that that's something that we need to look at too, and they get kind of what is referred to as a differential pay. If you're specialized in something that's agreed upon, you get an X amount of dollars more than what you're developer. And I have discussed this before numerous times, and I think that's more fair, and it's also motivates an individual to make themselves better as a law enforcement officer so that they can serve the community better. So I would like to start that, like to sit down and discuss that at some point before any decisions are ever made in regards to the band.
You can come visit with me anytime.
Yeah, I'm sure Susan will look forward to meeting with you.
That'd be great.
Is that it, elected officials? County Commission comment. Susan, I do have a question for you, Susan.
Okay.
Are you comfortable things are going well to moving forward, working with the Treasurer's Office for avoid violations this year?
Void violations, maybe. There are a few questions that I have with Terry. Based on the distribution, I did talk to Patty last night. She had made that she had made the additional distribution, so some of our funds are running in the negative. So that's a concern. I think I need to check and see if that's a violation. That would be the only one that I can foresee at this point. We worked on an issue together last night till about 7:30. We were all here We had some CIC issues, but I think they're working through that today. And that will get us balanced through October. And then Rhonda was going to work on November and December today. And so we're really close to getting the books reconciled. Feel pretty comfortable. I went from January till October, and we came up with the same information. And so I feel like we're working well together. So.
Okay, very good.
So are we getting any closer to resolving all these issues with CIC? Seems like we're running into quite a number of them.
Well, it went to programming, and so we have to determine was it a human error or was it the CIC, the system, and so they were researching that today.
Okay,
So.
Okay.
thank you.
Anything else, gentlemen? Again, let me say thank you for letting me be the chairman. As a team, we will do this, so. And I want to thank everyone that supported the commission last year. I think we're working well with a lot of good people, so thank you. And I'm welcome the opportunity to be your chairperson, but it's only as a team member, and I emphasize that one. We voted on it, so I want to move forward. The general public knows we're a team, so. Anything else? Your motion to adjourn?
Make a motion to adjourn?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Thank you, thank you.